You know what I suddenly realized about this year, 2024? I realized that I quite literally, subconsciously, unknowingly, and unintentionally have been buying a lot of books again. I went to another Big Bad Wolf event recently at Robinson's Manila and bought 3 books there because it was an everything for 99 pesos kind of situation where everything was literally 99 pesos each. At this point, financially, I'm running low on funds. I probably can't and won't be able to buy more books within the next and last few months of 2024. So I listed down the places we went to and the books I bought within the year that I didn't get to mention in the previous book-related videos that I posted a few months ago. And it turns out that I fucking bought a ton of books, and I'm just, how? How did I do that? How did I somehow let it pass me that I already bought a ton of books with the small amount of money that I have? So enough rambling for now, let's get into the list that I made. On March 15, 2024, my mother and I went to Cubao in order to partake in the 10 for 100 peso warehouse sale of National Bookstore, where National Bookstore was selling their old book stocks as a 10 for 100 peso deal. I bought 10 books there, but these 3 titles are the only ones that really matter from what I bought. The Martian by Andy Weir. I've watched the movie several times and was always curious about the book, and that's why I bought a copy of it when I saw one at the event. It's definitely a better experience to read this book, and I read it while I was still building the Foldabot speed builds, and the story of the book felt so similar to my own situation on those speed builds, where I was just trying to survive each and every day that I had to endure with those speed builds. The Foldabot speed builds brought about a psychological toll on me, not gonna lie, and this book helped me get past it somewhat, so I appreciate it for that. Heroine Complex by Sarah Kuhn. Can't say much about this book, other than I've been seeing it a lot in National Bookstore, but was never really interested in buying it, until I had a chance to buy it for such a low price as 10 pesos. And the last interesting book I bought was Young Blood 6. It's a collection of essays from various writers submitting their pieces to the Daily Inquirer newspaper, and I enjoyed some of the essays that were included in this one. There were some that I couldn't relate to, and some that just made me cringe, but overall, it makes me still want to find all of the other Youngblood books out there. On March 24, 2024, I went to the Comiket event that happened at the SM Mega Mall Trade Hall. It's this local event where you get to see a lot of artists selling stickers, art prints, etc. And I discovered this booth called Calabao Studios that was selling a bunch of cool looking graphic novels. I wanted to buy almost all of the titles that were there, but I just didn't have the money, so I just bought the cheapest one, and that's Maharlika by Rexy Dorado. It's a sci-fi story taking place in a futuristic Philippines, and it borrows elements and styles found in Neon Genesis Evangelion, Akira, Steins Gate, and many more. If you're a fan of time travel, this graphic novel is definitely for you. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. By the time this video comes out, Volume 2 has probably been released as well, and I hope my future self bought it. I hope he has the money to do so. The next event we went to would be the Dulos Hope Boat that arrived at Manila Bay on April 7, 2024. Or at least that was the day we went to that boat, in order to look at and buy books there. If you don't know, the Dulos Hope Boat is a bookstore inside of a boat, and it travels various parts of the world. We're lucky enough to be visited by it again, because the last time we were able to go there, I was still a wee child. I wasn't reading books for pleasure yet back then. Not as frequent as I do now, at least. The books I bought in that boat were Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. I mean, come on. We all got to watch Winnie the Pooh when we were kids, and I guess I was curious of reading the books it was based on. I haven't read this one at the time of this recording, but hopefully by the time this video comes out, I already have. The Island of Adventure by Enid Blyton. I've been seeing a lot of Enid Blyton books, and I just didn't know where to start. So when I found this book, which is the first of its series, on the boat, I bought it. Same with Winnie the Pooh, I have not read this book yet. The third and last book I bought is Alex Rider, Stormbreaker by Anthony Horowitz. I also haven't read this book at the time of this recording. Don't worry, you'll get used to that about me eventually. I literally have books that I got years ago, even before the pandemic, that I still haven't read to this day. Because more books are coming in and pushing themselves in front of the line. When we were done browsing through that boat, we went to SM Manila and there was a book sale branch there. I found a copy of Cirque the Freak by Darren Chan. There's a whole movie adaptation about it, and that's why I had to get it. I also found the Oz books there, but I already mentioned that in a previous video, so moving on. For my birthday, we went to the Parkal Mall, which is a relatively new mall which we haven't been to yet. There was a Big Bad Wolf event happening at the Parkal Mall during that time, so my mom wanted to go there. One thing I noticed for my past birthdays is that we tend to go to new malls. When SM Mall of Asia was relatively new and wasn't surrounded by other buildings yet, we went to it for the first time on my birthday. When SM Aura was relatively new and still didn't have many stores open, we went to it on my birthday. And yeah, Parkal Mall is the latest new mall we went to on my 26th birthday. I didn't buy anything on that day though. I was again running low on money and I had to save what little I had because I had to go to ToyCon at the SMX Convention Center a few weeks after because a friend of mine had bought a ticket for me as a gift. Can't really say no to a free birthday gift. Jumping to a few months later, on August 31, 2024, we went to another Big Bad Wolf event that was located at the Philinvest tent in Alabang. I had just withdrawn my YouTube money during this time, so I had the money to buy some books there. I already mentioned those books in a previous video, so just go back to that if you want to know what it was. I'm too lazy to bring it up here. And yeah, circling back to the present, we went to Robinsons Manila to witness our third time going to a Big Bad Wolf event this year. The books that I bought were Max Helsing and the 13th Curse by Curtis Jobling, Scavenger Mind Warp by Paul Stewart and Chris Riddell, and The Carpet People by Terry Pratchett. I was probably so lucky to have found this book there. This is Terry Pratchett's first novel, which he originally wrote when he was 17 and re-edited it when he was 43. Let's not skip the part where he wrote and published a book when he was just 17 years old. That's such a young age to have written and published something, and go on to write one of the most prolific fantasy sagas of pop culture afterwards. You know what I was doing when I was 17? I wasn't studying, because I had to pause 1 year due to financial difficulties. I have no photo or video evidence of that year to show for it, which only makes it even sadder. Anyway, those were the 3 books that I bought in the most recent Big Bad Wolf event that we went to. I had found a copy of this book titled The Stolen Moon by Rachel Searles, but it was the second book in the series, and the first book was titled The Lost Planet. I tried so hard to find that first book, but I wasn't able to, so I just had to let that sequel book go. And as I researched about Scavenger Mind Warp, I found out that it's actually the 3rd book of the series. Why does this always happen to me? I feel defeated, honestly. I need to really have mobile data on me whenever I am buying books, because this type of shit keeps on happening to me. What am I gonna do with the 3rd book of a series that I haven't fucking read yet? Now I have to find those first 2 books. Help me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Maybe leave a super thanks on the comments or click on the join button to become a member and gain early access to future videos and members only content. If you want to keep this channel and me alive, then you should probably become a member or rewatch some of my older videos. That honestly helps a lot. Share it with your friends. Do everything in your power to make sure that I get seen by more people. This is Elmo's Universe, and hopefully I still get to see you in the next one.